and thanks for staying with us. Customs continue to implement government policies throughout the nation. I am Egiseme Engineer. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has continued to implement government policies without wasting time. Since he was appointed by Mr. President, has been implementing measures on revenue and anti-smuggling activities throughout the country.
Our stakeholders are the heart of what we are trying to do. And this is one of those efforts to ensure that we remain consistently of service to all our stakeholders, to provide cost-effective service, something that impacts, that brings immediate impact to all members of our community. So I want to thank all of you, and on behalf of those officers and men, I want to recommit our efforts that we will continue in this trajectory. We will do more in the new year so that the public will have maximum impact from what we do. 2025 is indeed a year of history for us because we have reached a very critical junction in our operations, and it necessitates that we needed to move forward with the kind of modernization initiative that we have embarked upon. And the timeline that we are, the timing of it, it's very, very important because it aligns with our strategic transformation roadmaps and the commitments that we have given to all our stakeholders. I'm happy that the DCG has spoken about the advanced system developments brought about by the introduction of the Unified Customs System. Like I explained in PTML when we launched the pilot, we have been under service provisions for almost a decade by a service provider contracted by government. The service provision was under a contract for a period of time, and that expired. For some reasons, government, in its wisdom, find it necessary to extend that contract. And a number of other extensions were granted, and government felt at a time that that contract needed to be terminated. And a new concession agreement was signed between the federal government of Nigeria and a new service provider, TMP, Messrs. TMP. And what we had was what we christened Bodogu. And I think we all need to understand how we came with a new concept that is inward-looking, that is indigenous, that reflects our aspiration to put at our border a very, very robust system, robust as Odogu, visible as Odogu, powerful as Odogu, that can handle, so that has the resilience that can handle the complexity and the volume of international trade. That is why we coined that system, Odogu at the border. The B stands for border, representing anything that you process within Nigerian border, and then you have Odogu. So Bodogu is the border at Odogu. So I don't want us to start pronouncing it as an English acronym. It is African, it is Nigeria, it is Bodogu. So when you pronounce it, don't call it B Odogu. I've even had some very, very mischievous people saying that I named it after myself, that Bashir is the B. Those are some of the things that our enemies have said. So it is the border, is the Odogu at the border. And so for now, let us learn to call it Bodogu. So it is not B Odogu or whatever, it is Bodogu.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Tinkan Customs Command as one would-be importers of using the port to smuggle into Nigeria hard drugs. So the drugs were intercepted due to high-level intelligence gathered by mere officers of his command with collaboration with NDL officers.
86663 was intercepted on Thursday, 12 December 2024 and was found to contain 97 packages of crystal methamphetamine weighing a total of 78.3 kilograms with an estimated street value of 2 billion naira, and 1,735 packages of cannabis indica with a total weight of 867.5 kilograms, an estimated street value of 5,638,750,000 naira. Second container, with number TCNU 1945861, which was intercepted on Thursday, 27 February, was discovered with 128 packages of cannabis indica weighing 63.75 kg and a street value of 14,375,000 naira, bringing a total street value to 8,053,125,000 naira only. From intelligence and preliminary investigations conducted, these consignments were falsely declared to contain used vehicles and used auto spare parts originating from Canada.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Tinkan Customs Command as one would-be importers of using the port to smuggle into Nigeria hard drugs. He said the drugs were intercepted due to high-level intelligence gathered by officers of his command with collaboration with NDL officers.
This transfer signifies our collaborative efforts in tackling drug-related issues and ensuring that proper procedures are followed in handling illegal substances. This underscores our shared commitment to battling drug trafficking and safeguarding public health. Furthermore, to those unpatriotic and economic saboteurs who may be contemplating such illegal activities, we advise you to cease immediately, because any attempt to bypass our rigorous security measures will not only be futile, but will result to severe legal consequences. We are fully aware of the methods and strategies used by smugglers and are committed to detecting and intercepting these illegal activities as stronger than ever before. Our cultural quarantine, NAFDAC, among others, and we are resolute in our mission to protect our nation from dangers posed by illicit drugs and contraband items. Furthermore, to our gallant officers and men of the command, I commend you all, and I urge you to continue in your acts of bravery, courage, and patriotism, as well as commitment to duty. The government has entrusted you with powers to suppress smuggling at our border lines, and therefore we must be seen to be carrying out this task in the interest of maintaining national security and fair trade.
The drugs were hidden inside a container forcefully declared to contain used and auto spare parts from Canada. He said the command will continue to operate the directive as approved by the General of Customs on the seizure of hard drugs in the port. You are watching the program Customs Report. The Customs has officially handed over seized foreign currencies to EFCC officials in Lagos. The seized currency was handed over to EFCC officials alongside with the suspect for further investigation. The Nigerian Customs Service has intercepted a total of $578,000 from an inbound passenger coming into Nigeria from South Africa. The Customs Area Controller said the arrested passenger came into Nigeria with the money undeclared and hidden in his body.
One Mr. Okorie Silvanus Sunday came on board of South African Airways flight SA from Johannesburg on Wednesday, 19th March 2025. The law says that you need to declare all that you have to do. You have with you. And he falsely declared, thereby contravening the law of Money Laundering Prohibition Act 2021. We are ready and continuously working together as organizations of the government to ensure that those who are engaged in this kind of activities do not use the command, the international airport here in Lagos, for their nefarious activities.
He said that the passenger declared $279,000 and had $299,000 in his body, which contravened the law of the country. The money and the suspect were later handed over to EFCC officials in Lagos.
We are ready to cooperate with the customs, with all other sister agencies. We have to discharge the people's mandate. We are sharing one goal, and we are serving the nation. We do this collaboration. This is not the first time we are coming here to take over some interception made by custom, and it will not be the last. So we are always working together.
People are not comfortable with what is going on. The economic policies are not being adhered to. We are losing revenue because of the activities of people like this. So they are undermining the integrity of the financial market. And as much as possible, we want to ensure that this has come to an end.
The controller warned that passengers should always declare their items to customs when arriving or leaving the country, or else anyone caught will be made to face the law. Semi-Customs Command of Nigerian Customs Service has again asked smugglers to desist from smuggling activities into the country. The Customs Area Controller said that genuine importers are welcome to the border to clear their consignment. The Semi-Command, which seized cannabis sativa worth millions of naira, also generated over 700 million naira in the month of February alone. According to him, the restructuring of officers has improved the operational efficiency of the border security.
I'm happy whenever I see cannabis or hard drugs because it is destroying our Nigerian society. Our children in school are engaged in drugs, and these are the future leaders of tomorrow. I gave them the historical background of drug menace in Nigeria. And I hope that the NDLA will do a thorough prosecution so that the movement, the evolution, the movement of drugs in Nigeria will be reduced.
All right, sir.
I'm telling them that the new sheriff is in town. We have zero tolerance for smuggling in semi-axis, and we'll continue to seize those goods and even arrest the culprit. The NLPC struggles to produce oil both for internal and external consumption. 44.6 liters every day. But most of these liters, they are not consumed in Nigeria. They are being exported abroad illegally. So what we have done since I reported is to make sure we discourage them from exporting this fuel to the outside Nigerian community. So within this period, we have seen 250,000 kegs of PMS with a DP value of 7,468,000. So we're also telling smugglers too that semi-corridor is not a conducive corridor for them to export these petroleum products illegally.
It's an indispensable ally to the NDLA as far as the issue of fighting drug is concerned in Nigeria, and have been collaborating with us very effectively. Since they have handed over the cannabis and tramadol to us, the groups on us now to carry out investigation to know the actual people that are behind this illicit substance that have just been handed over to us. You know that every criminal will always leave a lead on his trail. So we are going to work on getting some leads that will eventually lead us to the owners.
The command also announced the seizure of codeine syrup, tramadol, and premium motor spirits and uncustom goods along the nation's borderline.
A number of times we have been headed by non-custom officers. Ango Abdullahi Colonel Ali, and others. But in 2023, the president, in his wisdom, decided to appoint one of our own, Mr. Wanle Adeni, MFR. And since he has assumed office, he has brought structural changes to Nigeria Customs Service. He has changed the face of customs. We are being motivated, mobilized more than ever before. More vehicles are being supplied to us. Bonuses are being paid. Insurance money that is benefits that are due to us are being paid. Officers are being promoted on merit. It's no longer whom you know in custom, it's what you know. So we are on a progressive path. And that was it why African Association of Public Relations gave you an award as Best Area Controller in Africa. The maritime industry also gave him an award as a Maritime Man of the Year. The Sun newspaper gave him an award as Public Servant of the Year.
The controller declared that some of the seizures contravene sections of the law. He advised individuals involved in smuggling to embrace legitimate trade and contribute to the nation's economy. The Muritala Mohammed Airport Command has smashed a syndicate that specialized in importing fake drugs into Nigeria. The Customs Area Controller, Michael Awe, said that his officers were fully on ground to wage war against fake drugs importers and exporters in Nigeria. According to him, government policy do not allow importation of fake drugs into Nigeria. Yet importers to desist from importing fake drugs and uncustom goods into Nigeria through the airport's command. He warned would-be importers to desist from importing drugs not approved into Nigeria market. Airport command made a seizure of 18 packages of unregistered drugs with a duty paid value of 1.6 billion naira. The controller later handed over the 6 drugs to NAFDAC official at the airport. The Federal Operation Unit Zone A has intercepted contraband items worth over 1.7 billion naira for smugglers operating in the southwest region of Nigeria. The unit also collected 72.4 million naira through the insurance of demand notice and through irregular declaration of consignment by some importers in the country.
It recorded milestones in its anti-smuggling operations. Some of these landmark achievements comprising 82 interceptions from the following items. They are as follows. Foreign parboiled rice, we recorded a seizure of 3,832 50-kilogram bags of rice. Total spirits of about 494 jerry cans, equivalent to 14,820 liters. Have a major seizures of drugs. We have 6 suspects. A total of 6 suspects were arrested in connection with all the seizures I've just mentioned.
The controller also handed over 6 drugs to NDLA official in Lagos.
We at NDLA, we do everything diligently to see if suspect is involved, we take it to the latter, and coincidentally, unfortunately, this time around, I think suspects are involved, so we don't leave any stone unturned when it comes to prosecution, seizure, destruction of public destruction of exhibits.
Relents on our HOAS, our resolved commitment to tame the activities of illegal trans-border trades and other crime remains sacrosanct. The unit will continue to dialogue, engage, sensitize, and educate the public on socio-economic implications of smuggling, as well as performing statutory functions of enforcing compliance in line with government fiscal policy.
He said that the units will continue to enforce the provision of Customs Act 2023 as they relate to the import and export of goods to prevent revenue losses in the country. The Assistant Controller General of Customs, Zone A, has charged the management of Kirit Terminal to sustain synergy with stakeholders and ensure better working relationship with stakeholders in the industry. The ACG gave charge during his official visit to KLT Command in Lagos.
Officers should continue to do their job diligently, carrying out 100% physical examination, and then deploying the advantage we have on the digitalization of the department, especially with the inception of Bodogu, which is an indigenous tool for us to carry out our operations and procedures in the department.
Earlier in her remark, the controller said the command will continue to increase the revenue base for the nation.
So at least show him firsthand the facilities we have on ground, to meet our officers and then see our operations, and to also see that we are, in line with all of the requirements for running our operations here in KLT Command.
The HTG speaks on the volume of work by the customs in regards to the anti-smuggling war and revenue drive in the country. The Nigerian Customs Service has urged all customs commissions in Nigeria to continue to fight against smugglers of foreign currencies. With these directives, they will want controllers to seize foreign currencies at the nation's border.
Come to Idiroko, headquarters of Ogun 1 Area Command, to witness another landmark achievement of our efforts in curtailing smuggling of foreign currency across the border. To actualize one of the mandates of the command as stipulated in Section 4, Subsection E and F of Nigeria Customs Service Act 2023 on suppression of smuggling and border enforcement on 20th of March 2025, our officers on duty at Outward Baggage Hall while conducting on passenger baggage en route Nigeria to Benin Republic, a bag suspected to be carrying unlawful content was. The handing over of the seized currency is to foster interagency collaboration between Nigeria Customs Service, EFCC, and other agencies in line with the policy thrust of our Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, MFR. Gentlemen of the press, we must continue to send the right signal to discourage other people from indulging in the despicable act of smuggling. The command under my leadership is committed to the strict implementation of the federal government physical policies and the extant laws that govern the day-to-day operations of the service at the international corridor. I wish to advise the border communities to discourage and desist from any unscrupulous act of smuggling activities. Finally, I want to use this medium to reiterate the current Customs Administration under the leadership of Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeni, and his management team. He has zero tolerance for revenue leakages, violation of economic and physical policy measures in all ramifications, and we at the command are also committed in enforcing these laws.
He handed over the seized currencies to EFCC officials under the directive of the Controller General of Customs. He said that the seizure contravenes Anti-Money Laundering Act of 2022.
The EFCC will conduct a thorough investigation to uncover the circumstances surrounding this interception and ensure that due process is followed.
We use one of our forms that we have here, we'll make it public, people will still see it, and we've been sensitizing people. I think the channels we use in sensitizing people, all the media houses we use in sensitizing people. I know AIT is one. The NCBN, anytime you compile your news, you always put part of this. People should come forward for currency declaration. You are traveling inbound or outbound, passengers are always entitled to that. Nobody is saying no. It's a privilege. It's a traveling passenger, you are privileged, there are privileges you enjoy. Even in terms of your baggage, not only even the currency. You declare your currency. Nobody will stop you from that. But I think there are reasons why government is saying, declare your currency. Where are you hiding it? Why are you hiding it? That's why we now talk about money laundering. Isn't that the reason why we're talking about money laundering? Because people want to transport their money out in other means. And why should they be doing that? It's like as mentioned earlier, If you come, you declare. Whatever amount you have, declare, and then we'll give you the destiny. So whether the currency is genuine or not genuine, I'm not an expert. I think my colleagues here might even attest to whether it's genuine or not genuine. So we will now find out whether it's actually a genuine currency or not genuine currencies. But even at that, whether genuine or not genuine, they are somebody liable to that situation of you come, we'll get hold of you, because you understand, if you are carrying something that is not genuine, you are going to cheat the other aspect of the masses or the public. So thank you very much.
Just before I round up this week edition of the program Customs Report, we brought you a report where the Nigerian Customs Service has continued to implement government policies in all seaports, airports, and border posts in the country. For me, Egeseme Engineer, thanks for watching.